Hey guys, Chef Deuce here at Sweet Baby Ray's and True Cuisine, and today I'm going to show you how to make turkey gravy. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start with a roux, which is flour and butter. So I'm going to start with about a half a pound of butter, and that's going to go into a pot. Now I use a pot with a little bit thicker walls because you definitely do not want this to burn. You see how this pot is a little thicker? Hopefully you have something like that at your house. And then once that's melted, we're going to add in about a half a pound of flour. So it's about a 1-to-1 ratio. Now you can do this with smaller amounts. And basically, to thicken 1 cup of gravy, you need 2 tablespoons of flour and 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay, that's for 1 cup of gravy. Now the method is exactly the same. You're going to do all the same steps. You're just going to reduce the amount of liquid and roux. Okay, that's for my mom. My mom asked me to do this video, so I had to. Okay, so your butter's getting melted. You're going to add in about a half a pound of flour. So it's about a 1-to-1 ratio. So you got half a pound of butter, half a pound of flour. And then you're going to cook this till it's lightly brown. Now this is going to take a while. So while this is cooking, I'm going to explain why we're doing this ahead of time and not with the pan drippings from the turkey. Okay, so Thanksgiving, you have a lot of things going on. You're cooking a turkey, you got mashed potatoes, you got stuffing, sweet potato casserole, green beans, cornbread coming out of the oven. And then right when all that's supposed to be done, you're supposed to make turkey with the pan drippings. It's a very stressful situation. So what I highly suggest is getting the turkey gravy done ahead of time. Okay, now all you're going to have to do that is that you're going to have to substitute the pan drippings for some turkey broth from the grocery store, and then we're going to fortify that. Okay, so you can use the pan drippings and use that for your leftover gravy or make a soup with the drippings or something like that. But to eliminate the stress and possible mistakes that can happen during Thanksgiving dinner when you're trying to feed 20 people, you want to do this ahead of time to make sure it's just right. Now, you can see this, everything's incorporated now. What we're doing is building some flavor because we're going to toast the butter and the flour. And you'll see this will change color in a little bit, and it'll be like a light peanut butter. Okay? Now while that's cooking, we're going to fortify our stock. So this is 2 quarts. Again, I know a lot of you might not do this much, but some of you need to do more. The method is the same no matter how much you're doing. Okay? So you got 2 quarts of turkey broth, and then you're going to add this. This is a half an onion, 3 ribs of celery, 1 carrot, and the turkey neck, okay, and some fresh herbs. We're going to add that to our turkey broth. This is going to flavor it. All I did was season this with a little salt and pepper, just to bring out some of the natural flavors. You want to scrape some of this off. That's all the goodness there. Okay, you're going to bring this to a boil and cook it for about a half hour. I'm not actually going to cook it for a half hour because I have other things to do today. Then a little rub sage, 1 bay leaf, and then we'll add some salt and pepper and fresh herbs at the end after we taste it. Okay? So that's cooking. Now you can see this roux is lightly toasted, and that's what we want. We want a little bit of that toasty flavor. You don't want to make a dark roux like you do for gumbo. You just want to lightly toast it. You're cooking out the raw flavor of the flour, and you're adding a little nuttiness to your gravy by toasting it a little bit, okay? It takes about 5 minutes to get it where you want it to be. And this is one of those things where it's kind of hard to write down an exact recipe because it really matters how thick you like your gravy. Some people like it really thin. I know when I used to cook with my dad, his gravy was delicious, but it was a little bit thinner than some people's gravy. So it really is a personal preference thing on how much roux you add to your gravy. But generally speaking, like I said, for 1 cup you want to add a mixture of 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of flour. Okay? So another tip when you're making this gravy is you don't want to add smoking hot roux to boiling gravy because it will almost form dumplings because it will start cooking immediately when it hits it. So what you want to do is cool your roux down a little bit. So once this gets to the color I want it to be, I'm going to take it off the burner and let it cool down a little bit. So you can see how this is changing shades. You're going to get it to a light peanut butter color. And this is very, very hot, okay? When that roux starts to cook, it's like molten lava. If you get this on your skin, it will leave a mark. So you have to be very, very careful when you're cooking this. You can see, look, this is turning color before your eyes here, and it's almost there. You're looking for light peanut butter. So I'm going to shut this off because it's so hot it's going to keep cooking. All right. All right, we'll pretend this boiled for half an hour. Then what you're going to do is add slowly the roux, okay? Because, like I said, some people like it a little thicker, some people like a little thinner. And then you're going to add to your consistency. Okay? Now this is going to bubble up because this is going to show you how hot this actually is. Okay? So, this is 2 quarts of stock. That was about a half a cup of roux. Now, you will not see how thick this is going to be until this whole mixture comes to a boil. Okay? So once this comes to a boil, then we're going to know how thick it is. I'm going to add just a little bit more. Gravy is the thing that makes your Thanksgiving dinner or any special holiday meal. So that's why I really suggest doing this ahead of time to make sure it's just right. And if something goes wrong, you have time to make it again. When you're relying on those pan drippings from the turkey and doing it when you're trying to get 6 or 7 other things done all at the same time, you know, that's challenging for someone like me who does it all the time. But I take the extra effort to making sure this is going to be right beforehand because I don't want to mess it up because we're trying to feed somebody. And again, this is for somebody that cooks a big meal like this once, twice, or even 5 times a year. You don't need to put the stress on yourself. Okay, you see how it's boiling now? So that's about the thickness. I'm going to add just a little bit more. Okay, now, another trick of the trade. We're going to put it through what is called a sheen wipe. It's a fine mesh strainer. This is going to get all the good pieces, the roasted vegetables, the turkey neck, the fresh herb stems and all that. So we're going to put it through the strainer and then we're going to finish our gravy. This is going to make sure there's absolutely no lumps. It comes out 100% smooth. If you don't have one of these strainers, you can order it online, or you can just use your finest strainer that you have at your house. That'll work too. You want to push all that out. All that flavor is right at the bottom. Okay, now, this is your gravy. And this is how they taught us in culinary school to see how, if your gravy is the right thickness or your sauce or whatever, you take a spoon, coat the back, and then you run your finger. If that line holds, that's called what is nappe. So that's what we're looking for a gravy traditionally. Now, to make this a little bit special, what I do for Thanksgiving is take some fresh raw herbs. I use rosemary and thyme, and just put a little bit in at the end. This just adds a little bit of freshness and makes it taste special. I love fresh herbs. I think this is what will make everything taste a little bit better, a little bit more special. So just a little bit of fresh thyme and rosemary. And then one last ingredient after I do this. So you want to chop this up fine. This will give it a little bit of some specks of color. You can really see the love in it then. A little bit of fresh herbs. Okay, last thing. This is a trick from dear old Dad. It's a little bit of heavy cream. You're not making a cream sauce, you just want to add a little bit of richness and love. And then finally, you need to taste it. So we got to go over to the tasting station and get a spoon. Okay, now the last bit, you might want to add some salt and pepper. Delicious, if I do say so myself. And that's how you make turkey gravy. Before all the craziness happens on your Thanksgiving day, your turkey gravy's set, you have nothing to worry about, and you can just warm it up when you're ready to use it. All right, guys, now if you don't want to make your own turkey gravy, you know where to find us. Sweet Baby Ray's Catering on Instagram or Facebook. You can place your orders, but only through the rest of the day for Thanksgiving. If you guys missed your chance, we'll do it again for Christmas time, okay? We'll see you then.